What sound? I can barely hear them. Oh, I hear them now. Hey, IJ. We're going to go ahead and get started with yours. So whenever you're ready. Okay, let's take a look. Well, first of all, that's a really good feeling. Hey, Stacy. It's been a while. How are you? You're going to be after SB, okay? I'm doing good. I'm really excited. We are going on vacation at the end of this week. So, the best feeling ever. All right, so the first card out, IJ, we have the contract. This is Libra energy. This is indicating that your karma is balancing and the good that you're doing for people is coming back and returning to you. This contract can sometimes talk about that you're fulfilling the things that your higher self, like you agreed to in this life, and you're conducting yourself in a very thoughtful and helpful and just all around just decent way. And I think, or it's my personal belief, that we come into this planet with a plan in mind. And there's things that we want to achieve in this life, and I think there's always a way to balance karma. And you know, your karma can get better and better, but I believe in reincarnation, and I believe that we come in every single lifetime to learn something new, to experience something new that will overall help evolve our soul and our spirit. And I think that your higher self has been guiding you. And what your higher self is essentially this knowing of your highest potential in this life. So, you know, before you come here, you're given almost like a overview of how things can go for you if you take this path or if you take that path, or what this is going to look like. And then, of course, you're born with amnesia. You don't really remember a lot of that. And as you get older, you start to grow more into your ego. And hopefully, by the end of your life, you're finding your soul again. And I feel like for you, in particular, this feeling of empowerment is basically your inner self knowing that you're achieving the things that you set out to do. You're doing those things, hitting those milestones. And I really think it's just really good karma. I think that you've picked a fantastic career to help assist you in balancing that karma. And I think that with the contract card, it just means that you are fulfilling those contracts, basically those things that you said you were going to come here to do. We also have the numerology number 6, which I'm looking up right now. Numerology 6 is said to represent love, harmony, caring for others. So maybe you're really vibing with that frequency of the number 6. Really showing your empathy for other people, I think, is going to come back for you tenfold. The number 6 represents empaths, caregivers, those that are responsible, good listeners, family oriented, and practical. If you have a life path 6, or if 6 is a recurring number in your life right now, or maybe it will be at some point, it's a very balanced number. Great careers for the number 6 would be teaching, nursing, assisting, therapy, consulting, counseling, that kind of thing. And overall, maybe just providing security for other people. So I think that just essentially through your actions, that you have been almost like your higher self is applauding you and saying, this is so good. You're doing the right thing. You're doing what you came here to do. And I think that that is in turn going to make you feel very focused, very different, very empowered. Let's see, is there anything else here? Sometimes this card can represent light, like new light shedding on new opportunities, and these opportunities would come from like partnerships or businesses, things that you sign contracts for, like a house or a lease, or something along those lines. Sometimes marriage licenses could also be that. So that might be a little ways down the road. But a lot of times that's what that card represents as well. So if that resonates for you, take that message. You also have the journey card number 2. It's indicating that it's foretelling that there's upcoming travel or a shift in your location, like a vacation, retreat, class, work-related trip, something along those lines. It signals a move of residence, possibly, or a job relocation. Let's see. They're asking for you to be clear about your motivations and mindful of logistics. This card is making you feel maybe empowered or hopeful or excited or focused, because it is telling you that there's some exciting and inspiring adventures up ahead. You said you feel like you're more coming into balance. You've seen 6 a lot lately? I'm a life path 7 too. But if you think about life path 7s, they're closely resemble numerology number 6. So it's a little different. But I'm a life path 7 too. Resonates, you definitely have travel in your mind, possible relocation. Yeah. So that is what I've got. I'm just scanning these cards really quickly just to see if there's anything else. They want to make sure that you're connecting with kindred spirits. So like-minded people that can either boost your manifestations. Like people tend to gravitate towards people who are just like them, which is good, but there's a slight issue with that if you're only surrounding yourself with people who are essentially like not on your level in terms of like motivations and things. Like they always say surround yourself with people who intimidate you as well. Basically, if there's people living a life that you would like to mimic or you would like to imitate, to surround yourself with those type of people, because the phrase the company you keep is also really important. So it's good to have that mix of like-minded people, but also people that maybe you never thought you'd be in a room with because they're living a life like grander than you could ever imagine, because those people you will learn from as well. So yeah, being really selective into who you allow into your energy is important, whether it's personal or professional. This card also talks about the fact that the universe is sending beneficial alliances or friendships in your direction. And then lastly, we have the door to romance, which talks about new beginnings in love. Indicating that new love may be arriving and you're being brought together. It's interesting because it says here that this card may be a call from a past life as well. And the new tenderness about to blossom in a heartfelt connection. It's saying that energetically, the relationship already exists for you. So make sure that you're projecting the kind of self-love energy that you would like to receive from your special someone. And yeah, that's what I've got for you. You've been, you said very important too, that will inspire you. Yeah, exactly. You want to have a mix, you know, you want to have people who think similarly to you, so that way you feel supported and you don't feel like crazy. You don't feel like you're on like a whole other wavelength, right? But at the same time, if you're just surrounding yourself with the same old, how do you get inspired? What can I answer for your next question? That actually provides a springboard to your BOGO too, because you already feel like because you already feel like it already exists. And now you act like it. Okay, things that used to tempt you is now meh. Gotcha. Oh, so is it kind of like you already feel like you're committed in a way? What does Spirit have to say about your growth? Travel is the first thing. Maybe you guys are going to be traveling together. Maybe that journey card that I pulled has to do with like traveling together. I'm trying to find that journey card again. and see how similar it looks. Or maybe that's an important part of your life together is travel. It could be why you're also feeling inspired. This is interesting. These two cards look very similar. I'm going to send you a picture of it. Because it was like feeling familiar, and I was like, wow. So this is the card that I pulled for you, the first question. And then now that you're asking about the two of you, that's the card. Tell me they don't look very, very similar. Okay. Get off of my cards. No, you can't have them. Let's see. I do feel like travel is going to be an important part of your future. What do you have to say about their growth? You said in a way you do. It's the weirdest, but not bad feeling. Okay. The travel thing. He does want to pick a card. He wants to be a pain in my ass, though, is what he wants. Every time I pull the cards out, every single time. If I'm doing a reading, you can bet that's what he's trying to do. So we have clarity. So I feel like what that means is that you're just going to be continuing to get more and more insight and information on your connection. I know that sometimes it can probably feel like confusing, or that you want to understand more, or you want to have all the answers now. And I feel like Spirit is saying, I'm hearing slow release. You know, like slow release medication, like where you can take something and it works like by like I guess distributing the strength of that medication over a course of time. So like instead of everything hitting you all at once and running out in like 3 hours, right? It's like something that lasts like 10 hours at a time. And that way you have that full coverage that you need. That's what I feel is happening here. And it's for the benefit of your connection. So like you get little bits, you're getting like micro, what is the word? Micro exposure to her, and the information you're receiving from her, and the understanding and the knowledge of your connection is coming through in small doses. Yeah, microdosing, exactly. And that's what it feels like to me. And they're saying it's for your benefit. They're saying that you're getting this like little trickle of information at a time. Probably because it might be a lot to receive all at once. It might be a quick hit, and then you might feel like you're going into like psychosis or something. Can you imagine if like all of a sudden all of the infinite like intelligence and information came at you all at once? You probably would feel like you're losing your mind. So I definitely feel like Spirit is saying like that clarity you're getting is coming through little by little, and you are going to continue to be on this path of understanding. I think you are going to be learning about her. She's going to be learning about you. You guys will continue to have these like conversations, and I'm hearing that bridge again, where you guys are bridging your two worlds together. So it's like you guys are like building that bridge right now, where you guys eventually will be able to come and go back and forth as often as you want. There's always that like psychic bridge that you guys have, but it's a matter of creating the physical bridge here in the 3D reality as well, because they are showing me that you are psychically linked here with the psychic abilities in your connection. So in terms of your growth, it feels like it's getting stronger and stronger, but it has to be in small doses, not something all at once. I think partly to keep your interest, partly to be, continue to be invested, but I think also for reasons unknown and reasons that we'll only learn as they allow us to understand them. We have the beauty card here. So the attraction between the two of you is growing. I don't know if you're feeling stronger. You might be, but she is feeling stronger. So that's something that you might want to hear of or know about. I also have home, and the reason why like your question now is relating back so much to your first reading. Remember the first reading I had contract, like new possible home or new move? I think that is just because your personal life is reflecting and mirroring your connection. Like you guys live that parallel life to one another. Hey, SB, welcome in. So I think with this home card, it's indicating that maybe you guys both feel at home to each other, or maybe eventually you'll realize that you are home when you're together. And I think also it can literally talk about like working towards living together here as well. We have new beginnings. And so when I mentioned that card of energetically your relationship already exists, that new beginnings indicating, what was the card called? Door to Love, I think it was. Door to Love. Something along those lines. And it was saying that it's on the way to you. So I think that you can continue to look forward to just like growth in all areas, growth in your physical connection, your energetic connection, your attraction for one another, the information that you receive and the understanding about your connection as well. It was door to romance. That's what the card was. And new beginnings here. The moon. I keep seeing the moon in your readings tonight. I don't normally see the moon. And by the way, I do not have the Leo card, so that's kind of crazy. But I think that basically what they're saying is that the potential here for your connection is endless, I guess. There's a lot of potential here and a lot of compatibility, but your connection is going to continually expand. Anything else for IJ? What do you have to say about their growth? Love. They're saying don't forget the love is growing too. I'm over here like thinking of all the logistics, but they're like, no, the emotions, the feelings, the love is also growing. I think you're going to be getting answers that you need, and I think the clarity is going to come as it will for your highest good. You're feeling stronger. That's why it just hit you today. You don't really have interest in people like you once did. Like objectively, I know they're incredible people, but I'm still not moved. Yeah, you're not drawn to them. Like anybody can look at someone. You're welcome, IJ. I like it when you switch up the questions. That's fun for me too. But yeah, I mean, anybody can look at someone physically and be like, oh, objectively, they're a very attractive person, or they're a catch, or they're appealing. But the thing is that we're not drawn to every single person. That is humanly impossible. Like, I still think even people who say that they're pansexual or whatever, and they're like attracted to literally anybody, it doesn't matter. I still think that there's particular people that we're drawn to. Like, just like we're drawn to certain animals or certain styles of music or certain people. Like, nobody can want all of it. I just don't think that's humanly possible. So just because you're viewing other people or may have been tempted by them in the past, even if it was like a meantime thing, you're not drawn to them. You're not compelled to them the way that you would be if it was her or someone like her. So that's what I have, IJ. I'm so glad you had fun with it. Sweeter. Thank you. We will add you to the list here. Let's see. Nominations. All right, so SB is next. No skips on her. She is a pre-order. Then after that, we have Stacy. Then after that, I'm just going to put Sweeter down. And she's making a donation here. All right, SB says love spread and a $13 question. Okay, that sounds good to me. You're welcome, IJ. Have a good night. Exactly. I wish them well and want happiness for them. They're just not her. And that's fair. Have a good night, IJ. Sleep well. You were a little sad about P. You did a hike and left the bees in the forest. What does that mean? Did this just go right over my head? I'm a little confused. All right, love spread on Benny and you, new connection. Girl, look at you. You're already moving on. I know that you still have feelings. Oh, the bullshit. BS. Got you. I was reading that as like left the bees in the forest, like the letter B's in the forest. Got you. The BS. Okay. That's good. Leave it with the earth. The earth can handle it. Yeah, I can understand though, like, I don't know, sometimes you really hit it off with someone and it can be, even though nothing like fully got off the ground, it can still be upsetting. All right, love spread on Benny and SB, new connection. Right. Benny and SB. Try not to ruminate. It's not that deep. Yeah, no, I got you. But you're allowed to be disappointed, you know, if you are feeling that way, you know, that's valid too. But right, like you don't want to dwell in it too much. Do you want the truth, SB? You want me to give it to you straight? With Benny, the day you went hiking was so funny. Got your face painted and treated yourself to dinner. Oh, I love that. I want like a good ass dinner. Like I'm ready for a good ass dinner. I've been telling Brennan that I want steak so bad. Like I want a real steak. Like I have been craving that shit like for months. And it's like every time we go out, which is very rare, it's like around my birthday in June and then his birthday in August. So like 2 times all summer we went out. And both times I had the opportunity to get steak and it just didn't work out because I saw something else on the menu. Anyways, I need steak. That's what I'm just trying to say. I need a good dinner. Okay, so SB, the energy around the connection is really chaotic. We have the tower here. I don't really like to see that as an energy around the relationship. it's indicating to me that it's just not grounded enough. A buttery steak. Hell yeah. With some mashed potatoes. That's all I need. Maybe a skewer of shrimp on the side, a little surf and turf. But yeah, so the tower is like the energy, and it indicates to me that things aren't stable enough to really build something with this person right now. Keeping in mind that the energy can change, but I think it might just be like not the right time or not the right person. Oh, and asparagus. Yeah. Um, I think regardless of like how much attention you want to give to things not working out with P, I still feel like there's some residual stuff to work throughout that time or right now, and I just don't know how much energy you really have to give to this person. And I feel like almost like this person would just have to give you like a whisper of a yellow flag and you would just be out of there. Like I think this person, you might pick this person apart right now. You might be like very picky with this person because I think you're getting to a place where you're like nervous to put yourself out there. Like this person literally would have to rock your whole entire world and like set your like whole life on its axis. Like I feel like this person really would have to bring a lot to the table for you to really like, yeah, and it's early, exactly. So like the energy could change. But I think this person really would have to be like something super, super special for you to like go there with this person. I just don't think it's stable. I think that, if you can work out your stuff on your side, maybe we can check the energy again later, but I don't really know. I see this person, how they're feeling, I think they're happy having conversations with you. I think they're happy to get to know you. I don't see them moving past the friend stage with you. So I think you might friend zone them, or maybe it just doesn't really happen. Their true intentions, dude, this guy is pretty guarded as well, but I think, I don't know, the Seven of Wands indicates that he feels like he always has to be defensive. Like, I think that he maybe has felt in the past that he always has to explain himself or like over explain, or he feels like being in a relationship is like a game of chess where he always has to one up the other person and always feel like on the defensive at all times. And it indicates that he's been through, quite a bit of a challenge, but maybe you could learn a thing or two from him. Like, I would say he's really good at his boundaries, because you had said, you've got boundaries. I feel like he's got boundaries too. Yeah. So like Eliana and I were talking last night, she's also another reader. I don't know if you're familiar with her or not. But when you go out, that every decision you make influences the outcome. So if you change your mind on this, like, you are going to change the energy. If you go on a date with this person and you like try to shift your mindset before going into it, you can actually influence the way that this goes, and the energy could change. So like every thought we have, every decision we make, if this is just the energy if you keep the trajectory that you currently are on. But if you choose to look at things differently, or you change your mind and don't go out with this person, etc., that will change the outcome for better or worse. I'm looking at you here as, you're looking for love, truly, SB. You're just looking for your partner. I really don't see much else for you in terms of what you want. I think we both know what you're looking for, but you have the Two of Cups and what it is that you want. I think he's looking for stimulating, tantalizing communication. He's looking for engagement, company, quality time. He's looking for someone who can help him feel inspired. And I think that he's looking to feel some type of like intense, stimulating kind of interaction with someone. Like, I feel like this person might, I don't know, might get bored easily if they're not feeling like the person's engaging with them. I don't think this person would do well with dry humor. I think this person likes when things are very obvious to them because they could take it sarcasm as something offensive. Just because they are so used to being defensive. So, yeah, that's interesting. You said, I just feel like I want to go, but with no pressures, just want to enjoy the moment, but then don't want to waste my time. I understand, SB. Um, you know, like, of course, you don't want to waste your time. Like, I totally get that. I also don't really view spending time with people as a waste of time because I feel like it's just you getting closer to what you want. Um, like they say, you have to kiss a few frogs to get to your prince, or in your circumstance, maybe a lot of frogs. But I don't think it's ever a bad thing to feel things out. But personally, if you're having any hesitancy, like yourself, not from this reading, but from yourself, if you're having any hesitancy on this, then I would say go with your gut. These readings are just meant to highlight things to look out for or be aware of. We have a strength, and then we also have a weakness. So the weakness here is the Hierophant. This can indicate that it might be hard to find common ground or like relate. Feel it's hard to find common interest or relatable topics because maybe y'all's experiences have been different. You're not touching the frogs. Maybe you need to start kissing them. Hey, that's all you, girl. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But yeah, so I think that it might be hard to kind of get the ball rolling in terms of conversation. It's going to be like, hey, have you ever done this before? No. Oh, well, have you done this? No. Like, I don't know. I feel like upbringing are going to be hard to relate, or belief systems or religions or, common interests. But there is a positive spin to this in terms of a strength is that you both don't care about common interests. You care more about who the person is. You care about what are their passions, what have they learned about their upbringing, how has it impacted them, how has it changed them. So surface level stuff isn't really going to be an issue for you. It's just the only weakness that I can find in this connection. Because here's the thing. I think if someone was brought up very differently than you, you'd be, oh, really? That's so interesting. Tell me more about that. And even if you couldn't relate, I don't think it would really matter to you too much. Let's see. You guys are both very decisive people. So, if you're not feeling it, you'll cut it off. If he's not feeling it, he'll cut it off. You're not going to waste your time with this person, because if it's not for you, you can walk away. And if this person isn't going to sit here and drag their feet either, if they're not interested, they'll let you know. So I don't think you have to wonder too much with this person. Will this connection work out? Does it have the potential? I am getting a yes. We also have the Nine of Wands, so this is indicating you both are guarded. We know that that's not always the best thing. You want to be open a little bit if you can be. I think that you guys, deep down though, I think you both want to find your person. We have the Star, meaning that you guys are both hopeful in romantic relationships. You might be a little jaded, you might be a little bruised, but I think that overall you're not giving up. You both are persevering to find that person. So yeah, I think if you can fix the unstable ground that you guys are on right now, maybe that's going to require you to really sort through your feelings when it comes to P, and try to really put that person out of your mind. Maybe this can shift a little bit. Well, we'll see. But that's what I have. You said it doesn't really matter as long as they're interesting. You just want to be friends for a while. That's fine. Because like I said, in terms of like how they're feeling, is they're feeling like your friend. He is feeling like your friend. Sweeter than a rice cake. Did you send a donation in? You are bruised a little bit, yeah. So what is your in-depth question for me? Residual from P, yeah. So I think you have to sort through that, honestly. That really could be the reason that the tower is here. I mean, that's hard because not only do you have to sort through and like work through the feelings of like, oh, I saw a lot of potential here and now nothing's coming from it. But you also have to sort through and heal from like the feeling of rejection, because you might have confidence, but underneath it all, this person lost interest, and that is going to feel like a rejection. No matter how confident and how much self-esteem you have, it's gonna hit, especially if you like were looking forward to pursuing this connection with this person. So like those are some things you'll have to work through too. So you want to make sure that you're not rebounding new potential, that you are like free and clear. You said, honestly, the feeling of rejection was a big one. Yeah. I get it. And it sticks with you, and it's difficult. It's difficult being interested in someone who's like not feeling the same. I am happy too, SB, because you know what you did? You gave yourself closure. You gave closure that he was probably not going to give you. You gave yourself. He said he was stringing you along. Yeah. I just don't understand why he didn't outright tell you. Like, that's the part that has me a little bit confused. You call him, he answers his phone. You ask him directly, he's honest with you. Why wouldn't he just do that in the first place? It's like very, very confusing to me. You felt more stronger after. He said you were mature for it. Yeah. I mean, and that's a nice thing to hear, you know. It's nice to hear someone be like, "Oh, you know, recognizing your maturity," but at the same time, you don't need him to tell you you're mature. You know you're mature. So that's like a little bit weird. Yeah, when you called, he made it seem like he wanted to hang out. The whole call, he seemed so aloof. Yeah, and like that's not enough. You want someone who's crazy about you, right, babe? Because you're crazy about me. I said, right, babe, because you're crazy about me. He said, mm-hmm. That's a yes for my husband. You don't get nothing. I paid for your beach trip, bro. He said, how much of a cut do I get for answering your question? Would I give him 50 cents? Yeah, so you have an in-depth for me, though? She said, yeah, 50 cents. They're on my side. Oh, did you post? Oh my God, sorry, hold on. I see. I'm so sorry. I got it. How will the chemistry be between you when you hang out? How will the chemistry be? The lovers. That's the first out. That's pretty cool. So the lovers feel... Oh, the Five of Pentacles. Wait. This is making no sense. This is opposite energy. Why is the Five of Pentacles here? I can only interpret this two ways, SB, is that one of you are feeling like really good about the chemistry and the other person is not, which I hope that's not the case. That's one interpretation. But the other interpretation is that someone gets let down or disappointed. So for example, SB, if like this person was going into the date expecting a little bit of affection, not like a hookup per se, but like ending the night with a kiss or something, and you're kind of like, nah, not feeling it tonight, maybe next time, they might walk away feeling a little disappointment, but they're gonna try to hide it. Or if like you lean in for a kiss, that I don't know if that's something they'd be ready for. Like, I don't know. There's something here of like, it's a really, really, really good date, so you want to seal it with a kiss, but like you're both not ready for that. Or one person is feeling like more of the chemistry than the other person is, and I'm not sure which one it is, but it's like opposite energy here. Let's see. Can you tell me more about this? Can you tell me more about this? It might even be, SB, it might even be like a very playful, like, I don't know, like if he leans in for a kiss or he tries to hold your hand, or there's some kind of like physical like thing that happens, it might catch you off guard and you might not be ready for it, and you like playfully like push him away or something. I think he might feel a little rejected. Like he might lean in for a kiss and you give him a cheek, and like you both know like what that was, and he's trying to play it off and you're just like, get me out of here because that was so awkward. So yeah, I don't know, but it's something along those. Doesn't mean that you don't want to kiss this person. It just means that you're not there yet, you know? You come off cold, but deep down you want affection. Well, okay, then change this outcome. And if he leans in for a kiss, kiss him back. I mean, if you want to, obviously. You don't want to kiss someone you don't want to kiss. There's physical chemistry, though. There is. I think, SB, this might be on you, girl. This might be something that, like, maybe if you go in thinking to yourself and preparing yourself, like, if I really like this guy and he offers some type of physical affection, you know, to whatever extent I'm comfortable with, I'll give consent to that, because you don't want to screw something up by being cold. Like, people really want to feel warmth from someone. If they feel like someone is too distant, no matter what your reason is, whether it's your personality, your boundaries, you're guarded, that's just, you know, first impression nerves, whatever it is. If someone is feeling cold or distance from someone, they're likely not going to feel that attraction. And it's nothing to do with like your physical attraction, but imagine if like you found like the epitome of your type and you thought they were like the most attractive thing, but you sit there and have conversations and they're giving you short answers. They're not using much facial expression. They're keeping a physical distance from you. It doesn't matter how attractive that person is. If you're not feeling that warmth and that welcome and that inviting, then you're going to be put off by that person. So just keeping in mind like your energy and how what vibe you're giving off, because there is physical attraction here. I have a lot of wands. I have 3 of wands, 7 of wands, Queen of wands. And so Queen of wands is indicating to me that you're looking really good that day. You're feeling yourself that day. This person is looking at you as very attractive. And like so attractive that you might actually be turning heads and people might be looking at you in front of him. So, I think that's there. So I think just like checking in on the way that you are presenting yourself might be the make or break of this this date that you guys will have. You said you're so uptight. And you've been told you're a fun person. It's just initially that's the thing, SB. Like, what if that's just the key? What if that's the key to all of this? Like, and the thing is that you can be warm and inviting and without putting your heart on the line. Like, you can be fun and you can be flirty and you can enjoy yourself and have a good time and show someone a good time. But you don't have to put your heart on the line with it. And I think that's where it might be a little hard for you and a little confusing, because you think opening up and being warm and inviting equals investing emotionally. And I don't think that that's like mutually exclusive. I think it can be one or the other or both, So maybe this is the key. Maybe this is like what you need to hear. Maybe just checking in with yourself and like being the life of the party that you are. But it's hard for you to be at first, But yeah, so that's the chemistry. Let me know if you have any questions. So I have you down for a mini. If you're ready, you can post. SB, yes, when I was going out with P, he always complimented me, but he did ask if I was nervous. Aw, no questions. You're welcome, SB. Thanks for stopping by. Your question is about your career. You've been feeling down lately. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Wondering what you see happening in the new future with your business. Okay, let me shuffle for you. Jan, how did my spouse feel about the text message I sent her? Hey, Jan, welcome in. We're not doing free reads tonight, but you can check back in tomorrow or Thursday for that opportunity, unless you'd like to donate for your reading. I can answer that question for $8. I can do a mini reading, or $13 for an in-depth. I want to get back to running my business full time, but find it hard as I have 2 part-time jobs right now. What's your business? Just out of curiosity. Oh, I didn't tell you. It's or the hair tie, I think, or a rubber band or something. So funny. So, Stacy, I have Page of Pentacles. So this says good news in earthly matters, which talks about finances and it talks about career. It's saying that this is a solid beginning, and it sounds like this is not a beginning, but maybe you're trying to like relaunch or like revamp or something like that, or have some kind of undertaking where you feel like your focus can be shifted onto it. And it's saying that this business is going to give you an opportunity to I almost said create, but also the main thing I was trying to say was opportunity to increase income. I see like, well, you know, they talk about the books, like taxes. I see like needing to track more of your income, which means more revenue that you're generating. You know, when you were talking about your business too, Stacy, I actually am getting the feeling that you're going to hire someone to help you. And I don't know if you're in a position to do that right now, but your business is going to create an opportunity where you'll have an assistant, whether that's a intern who you pay for the experience to help you, and maybe it's not a lot, or it's actually a business partner or employee, something along those lines. Let me see here. I see you becoming more open-minded to like new things that maybe people want to introduce you to, maybe new ways of conducting your business, new strategies, things like that. Maybe, for example, if you're not really social media heavy, maybe you open yourself to that opportunity and step out of your comfort zone there, or maybe like try to think of different ways to market, something along those lines, trying to broaden your horizons in terms of oh, and then also the Page of Pentacles talks about being a student of your craft, the thing that you're trying to create income from. So learning is, you're willing to learn, you're willing to change, you're open-minded. And they are saying that you're self-reliant. So that's a good thing. It indicates that you have the self-discipline to make this happen. You said you're a yoga instructor studying to be a mind-body coach. Oh, that's cool. I would love that. You lead yoga and adventure retreats too. That's so fun. It'd be so cool if like you could do like a wellness center at some point. You know how fun that would be. You are trying to relaunch, okay? You've been wanting to hire a business coach. What would a business coach do for you? Is that the thing that I was talking about where I said you'd be open-minded to like new strategies and like being a student and like learning? Is that kind of what that would be? Hey, sweeter. No, you're totally fine. I got your donation just now, so we're all good. You're gonna be after Philomena, okay? Sorry your service isn't good. Your business was doing well, and then you hit a rough patch, and it's been hard to get back going good again. Was it doing really well when like the health and wellness was like peaked between maybe like 2018 to 2020? I know that there was like almost like a health increase like between 20 like around 2020. I know that people were spending a lot of time trying to focus on their own personal well-being for health reasons because of everything that was going on, but also just in general because they had more time on their hands. So just out of curiosity, you think you need the coach more to believe in yourself again? Oh. Well, this is what I think, Stacey. I think that your business is looking really good. I love this energy that I have for you. It feels very grounded. Um, it feels very practical. I have Virgo energy here as well. And what is this? You said you think, or yeah, it was the time period around that time. Okay, that makes sense. I was just like feeling that for some reason. So I think that maybe just because it's taken a sleep, we'll call your business has been asleep for a little while. Um, you know, you would need to kind of find a way to, get that confidence up. But I think Stacey really just taking call to action, just setting up a plan and feeling that inspiration is really going to help you because this Virgo energy, as we all know with earth signs, with earth energy, you really want to have a plan and you want to follow that plan and you want to write like cross tasks off of your list and you want to really stick to a schedule and you want to and they're so self-disciplined, like that's like one of the main things is that you don't ever have to worry about a Virgo, at least a Virgo woman, I'll say, not getting shit done because they're gonna get shit done. We also have Mercury. So Stacey, if you feel like you need the coach, communication is going to be key. Getting fired up, communicating with other people, getting inspired by other people is going to be something that's really going to help propel you forward. But I think you can do it. I want you to think about the experience that you've had and you can have that again. Just because the timing is different doesn't mean that you can't hit that same threshold that you did before or even surpass that. Will you find the time to get yourself on social media again? Will she find the time to get herself on social media again? What does she have to do? I'm getting no's, Stacey. I wonder if this is why I feel like you're going to hire someone. Maybe you're going to get like a social media manager. I got 3 no's in a row, girl. I got the Devil, the 9 of Swords, and the 5 of Swords. How can she make this change? How can she make this change? The Chariot. I think Stacey, in the immediate future, it's not going to happen. It might be really hard for you to do. You're currently working somewhere else now, is that correct? When will she have the time? Okay, so I have Aries energy. We have the Emperor here. They're saying not in the immediate future, but probably in the new year, more specifically during Aries season, is when you'll be able to kind of feel like you're getting back into momentum. I think the new year is going to bring about new inspiration for you as well. I think right now, it's a lot of shadow work. It's, we're going into the darker, like longer days. We're going through this season of hibernation. So I don't think you're going to really be putting yourself out front and center right now. But I think that starting in the new year, like right now is like the planning stage. You know how like women have the 4 phases, they have the follicular, luteal, ovulation, menstrual. I think you're in that like luteal phase right now where things are kind of quieting down for you. You're trying to listen to your intuition more. You're not like super energized, but you do want to get your thoughts together. So right now is a really good time to plan, but maybe you won't be putting yourself out in front of the camera or on camera or whatever. But I think coming into the new year, you'll start to really feel that shift happening for you. You said you're working somewhere else and finding it hard to, yeah, that makes sense. I think that what you want to do, and this is where I'll leave it, I think it's important that when you relaunch this business, you really feel like you have it all figured out as much as possible. You don't want to half-ass a relaunch because that's just going to discourage you. So I think it's been some time. I think, let your business continue to rest while you create a plan. And when you relaunch, you're really ready to go hard into it, because I just feel like I don't want you to get ahead of yourself or do something before you're ready. And then you feel discouraged because you weren't putting your all into it. So I think take some more time. Maybe get that business coach like you were talking about. Maybe see if someone's willing to, intern for like the resume. Maybe you can say, hey, if someone's willing to volunteer their services, or I'm hiring an intern. There's no pay, but I'd be happy to be a reference for you. And you can put being social media manager on your resume, and I would only expect like 3 hours a week of your time or something. There's probably people out there who are just looking to beef up their resume that might be willing to work for you for nothing or next to nothing. And I think like my brother just did it for his business. So I think something like that might be something to look into. But yeah, I think just start brainstorming, get your thoughts together, get back into like a planning stage. And this is going to take some time because you are so busy, because you are working somewhere else, that maybe it is realistic that you're going to need a good 5-6 months before you really can get this thing going again. If you have any follow-up question to this that you want to donate for, let me know. If not, thank you. And I'll move on to Philomena. Thank you. Aries season makes sense. Oh, good. I'm glad that it's resonating for you. I think it's a good time frame. You won't feel rushed. All right. So Philomena, if you're here, please check in. Philomena, if you're here, please check in. Hey, Philomena, am I going to get in trouble for calling off work the past 2 days? All right, let me... Are you okay? You've been stuck in Hawaii. Is it because of the hurricane? Wasn't there like a hurricane or something happening? All right, so Philomena, overall, I'm getting a no. There is going to be probably a conversation about it. Like they might call you into the office or like to speak to someone about it. And they're going to be like, hey, like, hopefully you're good. Hopefully everything is fine. There were circumstances beyond your control. No flights back to your city. So you took a flight to LA tonight. Oh, wow. There are certain circumstances beyond your control, but like, was this avoidable? Like, did you, is this something that you could have like planned better for? I think it might be like a conversation. I don't think you're going to get in like trouble, but I think it might be a conversation, if that makes sense, to just kind of check on you, check in, figure out like what happened, maybe try to get the full scope. But I don't think you're going to be in trouble. I do have the star here indicating like you can have hope, you can have like it's fine. I don't think you have too much to be worried about. But I do think that they're going to want to talk to you, if that makes sense. I think it's more about like, you said you called in 24 hours before your shifts. I mean, there's not really much you could have done. I don't foresee them holding this against you is what I'm saying. But I think that they're probably going to want to check in with you, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think you're going to show up to work and like, they're just going to be like, hey, I think they're going to want to like check in or have a conversation with you about it. But I don't think you're going to get in quote unquote trouble. I checked with the pendulum too. Sweeter, I have your question. Thank you. When I called the guy on the phone, was like, you called in yesterday too. You paid for another question? Okay, let me see. And I think that's why they want to have a conversation with you, because I think they just want to make sure that there was no funny business. like someone, when people keep calling out, it does make it harder on the workforce. I have the Six of Pentacles in reverse, which talks about like these words, these adjectives for this card is not really like appropriate, but it's like you made things more complicated, or you made things more difficult, or this felt like an inconvenience to them in a selfish way. And so making that comment is probably like, great, now like I've got more work to do. Now I have to figure out how to cover this shift. So I think it was more just like the inconvenience and the frustration behind that. I don't think that your job is in jeopardy. I think that they are going to have a conversation with you about it, but they just want to get the story straight. They want to make sure that this wasn't due to carelessness or neglect on your part. Once you explain what happened, you tell them your side, and you explain like you were trying to get back, you didn't have a choice, even using words, this was circumstances beyond my control, things like that, that they can't really like do anything about that. And if they're going to fire you for that, that's divine intervention, baby. So I don't think that you have to worry about being in trouble. All right, but I think there will be a conversation. All right, so I have your second question that you're asking, or sorry, second donation for your second question. But whenever you're ready, you can post what that question is for your next mini reading. Yeah, Philomena, I think that as long as this doesn't continue to be like a repeat offense, I think as long as you're not that person that's like always calling out, I think especially if this is the first time this has happened, I do not think that you have to worry about your job being in jeopardy. Raphael's back in town from Chicago. He wants to start talking again. Should he give him another chance? Raphael. I feel like Spirit is saying, stay far away from this man. I have the Two of Swords, the Tower, Queen of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, the Sun at the bottom of the deck. We've got the Hermit. This is the energy of stay neutral. Don't give in to this person. The Tower indicates unstable energy surrounding the connection and maybe ending in disaster. Queen of Swords says, Philomena, keep your distance. With the Five of Pentacles here too, like keep your distance from this person. Queen of Swords says like be guarded, be on guard. I have the Sun here, which indicates this person is just here for a good time. If you are like, no, I don't want to just be friends with this person, I don't want to just be a hookup, I don't want to be a situationship, if I'm going to entertain this person seriously, then it needs to be for real. I don't think that those are these conditions. I think this person is here to have fun. It can sometimes indicate like immaturity or like childish behavior, not really thinking through actions. And the Hermit talks about keeping quiet, keeping silent, staying neutral, not really communicating with this person. You took 3 days for your vacation. a month in advance, and the 2 call is 5 days. Yeah, I haven't been answering. Yeah, I'm getting a complete, like, "Just shut this down. Don't even entertain it." I don't really talk about numbers that much, but it's calling out to me, so the number 16 or 19 might also be important. Um, those in numerology reduce to number 7 and number 10 or 1. So keeping in mind those numbers, those dates, those months, something like that might be important here. But yeah, that's what I have, Philomena. Sweeter, you're still in the room, right? Philomena, if that answered your questions in full, I'm gonna move on to Sweeter, but you just let me know. Sweeter, I'm gonna give Philomena just like another minute before we get started. I know that her chat seems to be a little bit behind, so I'm just gonna give her another minute to check in with me, make sure that we're all squared up. All right, Sweeter, can you see how this week will go for you with your family? Not with the family? Sorry, I meant in general. Okay, because I have, can you see how the week will go for me with my family? So now you just want me to do in general. Okay, I can do that for you. How will the week go for her in general? How will the week go for her in general? Very much in your feelings this week. You have the Queen of Cups, so you're gonna be very sensitive, very emotional. That's not a bad thing. That just means that you're in touch more with your feminine side. You're more creative, more dreamy, more fantasizing. So you might be more inclined to do things that are more creative or be more expressive with yourself. Um, I know that you don't like you're saying not with your family, but I'm just letting you know sometimes the Queen of Cups comes through as like the mother or a mother figure. Um, so like that is here if that needs to be acknowledged. Oh, you're good. I I work at a StreamYard and so I see every single comment even if you delete them and I don't check like I don't go back and forth in the chat, so that's unfortunately just a part of it, but StreamYard is great otherwise, but I still see all your comments. Um, so yeah, I think just being in your feels this week. Um, I know you're asking not about your family girl, but Ten of Cups is here. If this is the family card. It talks about happiness. It talks about feeling in alignment this week. Maybe if there's any family issues, you guys resolve them. This talks about or it could be like gathering, social events, barbecues, weddings, birthday parties, that kind of thing that you'll be attending to this week together. But it does talk about like a happy outcome. So I just want to let you know. But if that doesn't happen with your family, it can just indicate to you specifically, sweeter, that you are going to be more in alignment this week. You might be feeling a little more peace as well. Or maybe you're just going to be thinking to yourself, well, like, it is what it is. I can't control everything, so I don't want to work myself up about it. I do see the devil trying to peek out. It's not fully out, but this does talk about like dealing with maybe not so great personalities, clashing of personalities or egos. The devil can indicate that you might be looking deeper into your shadow self or trying to like not be triggered. Try to like maybe heal those aspects of yourself, or like maybe there's gonna be like more highlighted attention on those things or in those areas. They have a lot of involvement for this week. Oh, gotcha. Okay. I do have the Six of Wands. So there's going to be days where you're on a high and the day went well. And then there's going to be a little bit of not even a low. I'm not even going to say it's a low. It's not even negative. It's just maybe more like, you know, you have some days where you're kind of just going through and it's not like a super exciting or fun day. You just kind of feel like off. You can't really put your finger on it because nothing bad is really happening, but you just kind of feel like weird and not yourself. Like, I think that's a day or two this week that you're going to experience. But overall, it looks like a successful week. The Six of Wands here indicates that, you know, you're having the advantage or you're feeling overall really good. We have the Knight of Cups here, and this talks about like emotional and sometimes romantic expression. So you could have maybe some attention from a romantic like prospect or something like that. You said they are toxic. Yeah, the devil came through. The Hierophant is also here, and this talks about family, but more specifically how we were brought up, how we interact with each other, what are our traditions, what are our beliefs, because of how we were raised or because of what the family does as a whole or believes as a whole. Mandy, the donations are open if you're interested. But the Nine of Wands just shows you coming out on top. So, sweeter, I don't really think there's too much this week that's going to rock the boat, honestly. I think you just have to go through the motions, but overall, you come out on top. So I wouldn't stress too much. But just know that your thresholds for what you can handle emotionally might be a bit lowered, and being more emotional, being more sensitive this week, you might want to make sure you're taking some extra time to yourself, taking care of yourself, making sure you're drinking plenty of water, sleeping really well, or getting as much restful sleep as you can. Nutrition will be important. Do you have any other questions you'd like to donate for? Oh, Mandy, ignore that comment. I have your question, Mandy. All right, Mandy, this is for you. We are shuffling now. Mandy, you're making me laugh. All right, how does P feel? The other thing is too, is that if you ever get behind, like if you ever get behind in the stream, you can always hit the settings button and go to like 1.5 times speed or like 2 times speed, and you'll catch up really fast with the chat. That's also another option. All right, how does P feel about Mandy? So Mandy, first card out, we have the Eight of Wands and the King of Cups. So there has been like a sudden shift with this person's energy. Maybe they're wanting to be a little hasty or rush things or like see things, take off with you, maybe gain some momentum. But that's what that card means on its own. But it came out with the King of Cups. So what this indicates to me is that this person's feelings for you are like kind of progressing, they're speeding along, they're gaining momentum. Um, this person's coming through as the King of Cups, so like an emotionally intelligent and a maybe even emotionally available person for you, someone you can trust, someone who cares about you, someone who has feelings for you, offers good advice, can be a good friend, and also a lover, someone like mature and emotionally stable. And it's indicating to me that suddenly there has been this shift when it comes to his feelings for you. And a shift doesn't mean like he didn't have feelings and now he does. I guess you'll have to tell me, but it feels like something new has sparked within him, and like there has been just a sudden change. I have here the Nine of Swords. This indicates that there's a lot of like sleepless nights, or maybe even like insomnia as he like lies awake thinking of you, or like this can indicate that he has a lot of dreams about you, or you're like the last thought on his mind before he goes to sleep, that kind of thing. There's a lot of things indicating sleep here. So I would find that it isn't too hard to believe that you are in his dreams. Um, I have here that the Nine of Cups, so this usually talks about a wish fulfilled. Sometimes this can mean that the person looks at you as a wish or something that he wishes for. You said you haven't spoken in 2 days, but he slides up on your story. Yeah, so you are like a wish to him. He's wanting to see this progress, transition, or seeing the state of your connection transform into something like bigger or better. And I have the Fool here too. He's looking for a new beginning with you. I think he wants to close out this chapter, whatever this is that you guys have going on, and he's ready to start something new with you. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is there anything else? Anything else? Oh, let's ask, is he planning on taking any action? I am getting that he's planning on taking action. I have the Seven of Pentacles. He's going to take his time with it. He's feeling very impulsive right now, and I think that he's worried that he's going to be off-putting to you if he really like lays it on thick or ends up being really forward with you. I think he's worried that it's not going to read very well and his efforts will fall flat. So I think that he's going to try to temper himself and not be too hasty or impulsive. But I do see here that he's actively trying to plant seeds with you. He's actively trying to get something going with you. This could be why he's communicating on your stories, because he's trying to plant seeds right now. He's been giving mixed signals. So it sounds like if he's giving mixed signals, right, that would indicate that there's some things that you're feeling like he's lacking. Where is it that he's lacking? So if he's hot and cold, in and out, where is he cold? Do you feel like he's not consistent? Do you feel like you're not getting enough action? Or do you feel like sometimes you feel like he's into you and then other times you feel like he's not? I'm just curious. Because sometimes he'd be like, I'm a good guy for you, but sometimes he'd be like, I'm not a good guy for you. Well, I think the past is in the past. When I see the Eight of Wands, I think that means that there's a good chance that there's a shift happening here and this person's feelings for you are growing. So don't be surprised if he starts switching up on you and being more consistent in his efforts. If this was not in the past, if this was recent, I do think that you need to be kind of weary, I suppose, of people who are like that. Being like, I'm good for you, I'm not good for you. There's a tactic there. But if this was not recent, if this was like in the past, if this was like, weeks ago or a month or two ago, or even longer than that, I do feel like there's a change or a shift in him. Same guy we pulled a narcissist card. Okay. So yeah, I mean his energy is definitely heavy involved around you right now. Um yeah, I mean what you'll do with this, do with it what you will. Narcissists can still have feelings for people. It's just that the narcissist will ultimately always put themselves first. So I mean, this is definitely a good change, but I don't know if it is enough or should be enough to like turn your head. I think just still kind of stay guarded, let him do his thing. But the cards say that his feelings for you are growing and that he's currently planting the seeds. So, it was just a couple days ago. I don't know. He's gonna probably put it on pretty heavy. I mean, I think the narcissist can have feelings for people. I really do. Especially if they're not like a natural narcissist. Especially if they're the kind that like they basically had to become a narcissist due to their environment because they were neglected as a child, and it was either like become a narcissist and put yourself first and get your needs met, or it was just always be that person that let people walk all over you. So it's like be a doormat or be a narcissist. So if his conditions and his upbringing forced him into that kind of archetype, this is something that he can deprogram from. And basically the heart of a narcissist, they just want to be loved. They just don't want to put themselves out first. They don't want to risk themselves first. And a lot of times narcissists don't know that they have a lot of healing and growing to do. So, I'm not going to say write him off, but I don't think you should be lifting a finger. I think you should absolutely be putting it all on him to make the moves towards you. I would not be putting myself out there if I were you. You just exposed his game too soon. You think girls usually fall for his love bombing. Yeah, I mean, and I think that that's good. I think that that's real. And I think that if you're exposing his game and he still has interest in you, then I think there's still, potential there. You're just having a feeling because of his love bombing, but you haven't seen anything else where it could be narcissistic. Yeah, no, I totally get that. I think, I stand by everything I said. Like I said, don't write him off, but I wouldn't be lifting a finger if I were you. This is 100% on him, because I think that you need to be observant. I think you need to kind of be in like this quiet, reserved, and observant energy, just kind of watchful of what he's doing and how he's conducting himself before you make a decision. All right, so I think that is my whole list. So I think I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Mandy, if that answers all your questions, this is where I'm going to leave it. If you still wanted to donate, I'll honor it. But if not, and we're all settled, Sweeter, you want to send? Okay, that works for me. I can make you my last one, Sweeter. You said correct. It's always been him chasing, and that's the way that it needs to be. Until you feel that you're met with sincerity, authenticity, and like a genuine effort, until you're met with that, then I think you should be putting all of that on him. Then, of course, once you feel those like expectations have been met, then you can start reciprocating. Sweeter, I have your donation for a mini. What's he doing out there? You're welcome, Andy. You're welcome. Sweeter. Can we see what R's family is saying about me? Let's take a look. What is R's family saying about Sweeter? He's down the hallway. Is that who you're looking for? I'll let you know when I can't see him anymore. When it comes to love. Let me see what R's family is saying. What is R's family saying about Sweeter? Manatee. So I feel like part of it is they're trying to give our advice when it comes to you. I think, I don't know if they're directly saying it, Sweeter, but they're implying to him to whatever extent that he needs to take some kind of action when it comes to you. He needs to propose something like, actions speak louder than words. They might be using phrases like that. Like, if you like the girl, if you want the girl, if you love the girl, like, you really have to like do something about it. And they're probably talking about, like, I know that part of this comes from, you know, your own issues, your own wounds that you have going on. Actually, Sweeter, I would love to see if you could ever find out R's birth chart information. Like, I want to know where his Chiron is, because that is your wound. That is your lifelong wound, and that is a very, very insightful on who a person is and like why they do the things that they do. So you want to find out where his Chiron is. If you ever figure it out, let me know. I will like give you some information on that. But I feel like they're saying, you have to love yourself before you can love someone else. I don't know how helpful his family is being, because I'm getting the message that like they're pretty much just telling him cliches, and it's kind of like going in one ear and out the other. And I do think that some of it is sticking. Like, I think he is absorbing some of it and understanding it, but sometimes, like, to people, if they're not self-aware, if someone's trying to give them advice, I think a lot of it can go right over their head. And I think people themselves who are not self-aware and are trying to give advice can just kind of regurgitate things that they've heard that they think sound helpful. People leave him or have left him in the past. Oh, abandonment issues. Yeah, like abandonment is a huge defining life moment. I felt that wound into my 20s. I probably would say until I met my husband, I had that wound. And it was like very hard to deal with. And so it can make you really scared. You can self-sabotage. Like there were a lot of times where I almost sabotaged my connection, with my husband, and it's because of all the shit I've been through. And luckily he loves me enough and he was patient with me enough to like stick with me through that. But he did have to challenge me and kind of like put me in my place sometimes. And the thing is that I had enough self-awareness, I had enough empathy that like if I could just get someone to be with me and like have that consistency, I knew that I didn't need someone else to heal me. I could heal myself. And so I feel like there is this bond that you have with R because of the consistency, because you guys have known each other for so long. But I feel like his family is trying to highlight, you have to take action. Actions speak louder than words, and you can't love someone else before you love yourself. And these things aren't really helpful to him, but I feel like they're trying. I do think that there are acknowledgments here that they're like recognizing that R has feelings for you, and that there's like nothing is being done about it. Like he's not fostering, he's not trying to make effort, he's not trying to maintain a connection with you, and things just are not thriving, I guess you could say. But they know, like they can tell by the way that he communicates about you, or has communicated about you in the past, that there's a lot of passion from him. Like when he talks about you, it's like maybe he doesn't say a lot, but it's in his eyes, it's in his face, it's in his demeanor and the way that he acts. And I think that they're probably telling him things like, you've got to talk to her. Like you guys just have to have some one-on-ones, have some heartfelt conversations. You need to make an offer, or you never know, she might not be available once you finally find yourself ready to get this going. I think that there's things that they can sense as well about you. What are they talking about? What are they talking about? I think they might have said things like, this person feels like your true love. They might say something to him like, hey R, I know we've talked about her before and things like that, and how are you feeling, etc., etc. And just being like, you really like, this is the one person that I feel like has always felt, like the one you're getting away. Like this might be the one for you, and like you're too scared to go there. I think also too, Sweeter, that for him it's scared to try, because in the same token that it feels good that you've been such a part of his life so consistently, it's also scary because he could potentially, like, if you guys don't work out, he doesn't have that like fallback anymore. Not that you're a fallback, but like, do you know when you always know that you have a safety net? Like, for example, there was a thing on Friends where they were like, okay, Joey, if I'm not married and I don't have kids or anything by the time that I'm 40, will you be my husband? It's not like, it's not a fallback in like a negative way, but it's more like a safety net. It's more like, you're my person, you're the person that I trust the most. Like, You're the person that's always been there for me. And like, I don't know. I feel like I'm having a hard time articulating what I'm trying to say, but I feel like he could be scared. I feel like he could have like a really, and maybe I'm tapping into like what he's thinking as these conversations are happening. But I feel like, he at some point has to take a leap. He has to, experience this. He has to figure this out for himself. He can't just constantly be scared because he's going, well, she's one of the only consistent things in my life. And if I take the plunge or I take the leap and it doesn't work out, then what, And I think that's kind of like what he's thinking and what's going on in his mind. But I think that his family overall is like trying to bring to his attention that you are someone who could be like a true love, and he continues to let you get away, and one day it might be too late. They do encourage him through these conversations um, to try to heal himself, to try to give himself more grace. Um, but I think that they try to kind of give him a half glass full perspective, like if he's feeling pessimistic or whatever, I think that they try to give him like the other perspective. Like, well, what if it worked out? Like, because he's like, what if it doesn't work out? And they're like, well, what if it does? Again, cliche, but I think you get where I'm going with this. Yeah, that totally makes sense, and like I get that. Yeah, self-fulfilling prophecy, right? And I'm sure, like I mentioned, I think it was last night, that I'm sure it sounds great when other people support your union and you're like, oh, that's great, that's flattering. I agree. I also feel this way, but there's nothing I can do about it if he's not doing anything about it. So, like, hearing that you're supported by friends and family can only get you but so far. And it's nice to hear, but it's not enough to keep it going, because really it comes down to the two of you. Yeah, totally. All right. Are we all settled up? If anybody is in here that wants to make a last minute donation, speak now or forever hold your peace. I am closing the list down now. Hey, Cindy, I'm still taking donations for the people in the room, but if anybody new comes in, I'm going to be closing the list. So, Cindy, if you would like to donate, you're more than welcome to. And then after you, I'll probably be done for the night. Yes, you can donate, Cindy. Let me give you, if you don't have it already, I'm going to give you my link tree. I have Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal options on my link tree, and all of the prices are in the description. Cindy, if you're still in the room, can you let me know where you're donating to? And once it goes through, let me know and you can post your question. I still haven't received anything, so I just wanted to check in. All right, let's take a look here. So you would like to ask a yes or no question? So, Cindy, I posted in the chat that a yes/no question is $5. I tell you a yes or no answer. If you want more than that, it's $8 for a mini reading, or you can donate $13 total if you want more detail for a mini reading. Okay, no worries on that. What is your question? Hey, hon.
Yeah.
Remember we talked about couples who look exactly alike?
Yeah.
Take a look at this. You would like to know Christopher's state of mind towards you? Okay. Yeah. Sweeter than Rice K just came back. Are you closing? Sweeter, you can donate too. You can donate again if you'd like. All right, so this is for Cindy. Christopher's state of mind. Let's take a look here. All right, Cindy. So Christopher is hoping for a reunion with you, or he has faith in your connection, saying that we'll always come back together. I do feel like he has regret about how things have, like, what has transpired between you two. Maybe he wishes that he would have said things differently or communicated, or maybe his actions were different. I do feel like he's in a place right now of not wanting to really chase or put a lot of effort in, because he's saying that he's feeling very indecisive at this time. Potentially, maybe he doesn't know where your mind is at, so he doesn't really know like what is the best way to conduct himself with you. But I do feel like if he felt like if you wanted to be with him, or you wanted to work things out, um, that's something he would be open to. But right now, more than anything, I feel like he does not like the state of your connection. He does not like how things are between you guys. I think that he is wanting to provide clarity, forgiveness, absolution. Like, I feel like he just feels like you guys are in like this weird place or something. I do have that he feels that you're a soul connection to him. So he feels very strongly about you and like your connection that you have with him. He's saying that he has held back information from you. Like, he has not told you everything. There are things that he still feels like he needs to get off of his chest. I do feel like he thinks about you quite a bit. And he's saying that his regret is due to the fact that he neglected to give you what you need. He's saying I should have acted, and I didn't act when I should have. He feels shattered about the situation. I do feel like he wants to mend. I do have the card indicating that he's hopeful that you will be a part of his future in whatever capacity works for the two of you. He's saying that when things got hard for him or confusing for him, he left. And he's still currently struggling to figure out what the right thing to do is. And he's trying to understand your side in this as well. Yes, regret. Yeah. He essentially just wants things to get better for you guys. He doesn't like the state of your connection at this time. He wants to make things better. I don't really know if he knows how to fix this. It feels positive. Yeah, it does feel positive. But I think I'm I'm picking up his energy that he's worried that you guys have like lost your chance. He's saying that he still has hope for you guys. And he's saying that he hopes that you're a part of his future. But I think that he's worried that like there's no chance for that to happen. So overall it is positive, but I think I'm tapping into his energy feeling more hopeless, I think. Sweeter, your last question is, does he want to reach out? You sent the question on Cash App? Okay, let me see. Um, all right, so Sweeter, I just saw your question. So on Cash App. So um, between the two things you asked on Cash App and then the third thing that you posted in the chat, technically that is 3 questions. So because it's a mini and I don't charge a lot for minis, like I try to be fair about that, but I think that that's like 3 separate readings. So I can ask the first question on Cash App, and if I happen to tap into and I pick up on the fact that he's missing you, then I will definitely tell you. But to like do that specifically, then that would be an extra donation. Okay, let's do the first one. Okay, let's see the first one. And Sweeter, I do have a question for you really quickly. So I'm gonna send you a message on Instagram real quick. So I sent you a question on Instagram if you don't mind looking at that, because I want to be like protect your privacy. Yeah, James, I can do that for you. Are you okay if I do your reading in like because I gotta make some dinner. Are you cool if I do that like while I'm cooking in the kitchen? Or do you want like voice clips? Because I'm happy to do your BOGO for you if you want, and I can do it like, you know, in real time. But I gotta get some food made because I'm really, really hungry. Okay, cool. All right, this is for you, Sweeter. Okay, perfect. Sweeter, I just wanted to make sure. Okay, perfect. All right. And if you know your second question does come up or your third question does come up, I will let you know. I promise I will let you know. James, that sounds good. Voice clips would be easier for me, but it's really up to you. Whatever you want me to do. Cindy, I'm happy that that answers your question. Thank you. You're welcome, Sweeter. Okay, perfect, James. I'll send over before I go to bed, okay? All right, shuffling for sweeter. Okay, so first things first, he's showing compromise. He is showing that this is a joint decision, that like he would like his opinion valued, or he would like his opinion considered. I have the 7 of Wands, and this talks about like fighting for your corner or standing up for your beliefs. So either he felt like he couldn't speak his mind because he didn't want to seem like insensitive or not support you, or he did and he really wanted to be like heard. But basically, there's in his mind and in his feelings and in terms of like how is he feeling, it's like he has an opinion that he feels a certain way about this, and it's almost like he wants to be heard, but he needs to maintain control, and like he may feel like he needs to take the high road, or like this, whatever is going to happen is going to happen, and that he's, I guess, just, I don't know, like, and if this is not happening in real time, like let's just say this is something that's happened in the past, this would indicate residual feelings that are still there for him about this. I don't know if you want to clarify at all a little bit more. I know you can't really say much, but if you can let me know if like his opinion was considered in terms of this, like the decision that was made, was it a joint decision? There's definitely feels like there's residual feelings here. 5 of Pentacles can indicate feeling like on the outside, or that you may have been in control, or you would have made the best, I guess, choice here. I have the Queen of Swords. This is him coming through saying, oh, she's the Queen of Swords. Like, she's perceptive, she's wise. She's great at like making fair and right decisions. She has a good judgment. Like her feelings matter more here. And I don't know. Like, I felt like he felt like this was he felt like he had a right to have an opinion, but almost like your opinion mattered more, and he felt kind of like his hands were tied, and he definitely still feels some type of way about this. He didn't want it, but he said if I went through it, he will be there. He came around. Haven't come around yet at all. Okay, got you. So that makes sense. So his feelings of like his opinion wasn't, he felt like his opinion was like, maybe that's why he's saying like this needed to be a compromise. However, he is like, how much of opinion does my opinion hold? Like, how much weight does like my feelings hold on this? And like the Three of Pentacles talking about the need to have a compromise, but feeling like he's wanting to stand his ground and fight for his belief or his corner. But ultimately, like, how much can he really say? There's definitely feelings that he has left over about this. But let me pull a card and see, because you said that you've had a chance to have a conversation. So how is he feeling after this conversation? I think that he still feels conflicted, but I think he's coming to terms with it. We have the Six of Cups indicating like reunion or reuniting. So maybe his feeling like he's coming around to it, or he's coming around to the idea, but he's still feeling conflicted overall. Okay, so that's interesting. So remember earlier in the reading, I said that you needed to feel supported. You needed to feel like he was there. So that could be some regret that he has if he wasn't there for you, by the way. Because it's heavy in his mind of like, she should have been supported. She needs to be supported. And that's like a big topic that's going on with him. So I'm wondering if he's having some regret with that, because there's these very conflicting feelings here of what needs to happen, what's important, what my values are in my opinions, what her values are in her opinions. It's not easy to be on what it sounds like opposing sides overall here. And there's still like some leftover stuff he hasn't sorted through. And honestly, sweeter, I'm kind of hearing now that he might have some regret as well, in terms of like the decision that he made or the opinion that he had at that time, is that he may have felt like what he was saying was for the best. However, I think looking back, there might be a feeling of like bittersweet or a little bit of regret, you know, in hindsight. As hindsight is 2020, there could be some like, and you know, this could be subconscious as well, because I think that he speaks. I think that he thinks more with a logical mind. And I know that I said that if it's coming up, I would let you know, that he wants to come back around. I have the Six of Cups. So I would feel like, you know, missing you, reaching out, that kind of thing, is something that he wants to do. Because the Six of Cups talks about reunion, like reuniting with you, coming around, coming back around, that kind of thing. So I know that's not the question we asked, but the energy is here, and I am getting a yes for both of those things. He was doing great, and then he just didn't want to hear about it after we were supposed to move in together. So, sweeter, that's interesting that you say that, because I think that he's having a little remorse about this decision. I'm just gonna say it. That is what I cognizantly, the information I cognizantly received is that I think that he's feeling very conflicted with this decision. And while this may have been the move that was right, I think time passing is still leaving leftover feelings about this. And maybe he's trying to I don't know, maybe he doesn't wanna hear about it because he wants to forget that it ever happened or something. He definitely has to confront these feelings, though. Sweeter, that sounds great. I'm actually in the process it's taken a little hiatus, but I'm in the process of making a website, um, which I can have, like, more information on there and, like, offer more things there. But my privates are through the link tree where, like, where you donate, you can click there. There's, like, a book a reading with me, and you can actually schedule yourself. And then, once you submit payment, that secures your appointment. And then, depending on how much time you want, we are on camera and you can ask unlimited questions until the time is up. And if I don't have any other privates, then you can extend your reading if you wish to do so. So there's a lot of options there. Um, and of course, no rush on that. But sweetie, that's as like specific as I can get for you without like giving out your personal details. You said it's been 2 years. Last spoke to him about it last year in April or so, and then he disappeared. I asked him why didn't he follow through? Why doesn't he care to come visit? Sweeter, I think that he is filled with regret. I think that he, and you're welcome, I think that he is very much harshly judging himself. For this, and I think he's really trying to forget, and I think that you are attached to a memory that is uncomfortable for him, and I think that may be why. But I also feel like this feeling of missing you or like wanting to come back around um, is also there. So yeah, but you're welcome. All right, guys, that is it for the night. I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the evening. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your night. James, if you're still in the room, I'll work on your readings before I go to bed. But I will be back tomorrow. Amy, hey. Dropping in to say hello. Yeah, I'm still alive. I'm sleepy. I'm sleepy and hungry. Thanks, Amy. You guys will see me tomorrow night. James, hey friend. Yeah. So I'm going to get those voice clips sent over to you before I go to bed tonight, okay? All right, guys. Have a great night. You're welcome, James. I will see you tomorrow. And tomorrow I'll be back with some free reads for everyone. Bye, guys.